Ebooks are awesome ways of adding value to your product. So if you're looking for a way to differentiate yourself, then adding on something to help your customer. So if I type in, for instance, resistance bands. So looky here, you can either buy those resistance bands right there, or you can buy this set of resistance bands right here. And all things being equal, well, it looks like you get a hell of a lot more in this particular set, and it comes with a bonus instruction booklet as well, which will help you not only use the product, but, and more importantly for you as a seller, also helps you reduce refunds from people who get the product and don't know how to use it. So that's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. If you're selling anything in the kitchen department, selling a recipe book alongside it is also good as a bonus for it. And of course, it's a fantastic thing for you to offer because it allows you to request somebody go to a web page to download the ebook, which means that you can either cookie them with a Facebook or a Google Pixel, or you can opt them in via email as well. So really, really good thing to do. But how the hell do you write a ebook if you've never written one before? Well, what I do is this. So the first thing I want to do is I want to see what is actually working really well as far as content goes. And the way that you do that is you go to a website called BuzzSumo. And BuzzSumo is awesome. It looks at all of the social media platforms and then looks at the content, what's on those platforms, and analyzes how often it gets shared or liked or talked about, so you can see what content goes viral. Now there's a whole plethora of awesome ways that you can use this data, but that's for another particular session. It's some advanced sort of craziness in there. But for us, let's suppose that we're doing an ebook on cooking, just for something easy to show you. So type in cooking, and it's going to return to me lots and lots of cooking related articles and information that's very, very viral. Now viral just means that people really, really like it and want to share it around. And of course, that's what you want for your particular things too. So here I can come on and find ways to, or find information, should I say, that's very, very viral in nature, that's well liked by a lot of different people. And I can utilize that as the basis for articles or as an introductory piece for my ebook. And the way I use it usually is for an introductory piece or something like that, and I simply get that exact article rewritten into another voice using different language, but the guts of the article, the thrust of the article remains the same. All right, so that's one way that you would use this for. So for instance, if we go here, 12 everyday cooking myths we need to stop believing, well, that had 170,000 engagements on Facebook, which is a lot. That is a lot. So this one here, 10 of the worst kitchen fails ever. Those things always go really viral. 373,000 shares or engagements on Facebook. So you could include something like that within your product, and it would be really, really interesting and add an extra dimension to the product that you're selling. Let's click on one and see what we come up with. 12 everyday cooking myths you need to stop believing. There you go. So things like this, and you can see how this works. Dead cool. So then you'd use that somewhere in your article. So really, really good strategy to use. And then so you take those URLs, let's just come back, and then you would want to go to my good friend Upwork, and you get those articles rewritten by somebody. So let's go to find freelancers. You can see, look, I'm doing a product. Let's just go back. So help to source a product in Australia. Like I don't want to source my own product. So what I do, it's a thing for another time, but what I do is I get other people to source my products for me. Because I'm basically a lazy git with far too much other cool stuff I want to do. Fine freelancers. So let's go here. Article rewriting. There you go. So you can see that you can find loads and loads of people who will very, very happily rewrite your articles for you. So that's one way to do it. And that works really, really well. Second way to do it is to actually just get them to write the content for you. So these will write your ebook writing. You can get your ebooks written here. Again, if you don't want to do it yourself. So I'm just thinking, you don't want to do it yourself, get somebody else to do it for you. So you could definitely get somebody to write your ebook for you this way. And the third way to do it that I tend to favor is I'm a very, very, as you probably noticed, I'm quite good at talking. I talk a lot all the time. In fact, as my wife will attest to, shut the hell up, Neil, is something I think I'm now called. So I talk a lot, and so therefore what I do is I tend to talk into a camera or talk into a microphone and just talk about the particular product that I'm selling or about the thing that I'm trying to achieve with it. So let's just go back to our little example. My resistance band, I might talk about how to use those resistance bands, for instance, and how not to use them and some common mistakes I see in relation to them. And then, so I talk into a camera or a microphone, I record the whole thing. Then I come to rev.com and I get the whole thing transcribed for $1 a minute. So if I've talked for 10 minutes, then it will cost me $10 to get that talking transcribed into a Word document. Everything I've said put onto the Word document. And that could be the basis of your ebook, and then you give it to an editor, again, who you would find on Upwork, ebook editor. There you go. Everything's on Upwork. I love Upwork. So they will then edit those words that you've spoken into an ebook, into ebook style content, and that's how I would do it, Mr. Johnson. Do not, unless you absolutely want to do it yourself, there's really no need to do it yourself. Getting your ebook done didn't ought to cost you any more than say $50, something like that. There's no dramas at all. And indeed, suppose your ebook was a recipe book. Well, as long as you give credit where credit is due, you can put in, so for instance, if I come here to taste.com.au, you can put in the actual recipe from somewhere like taste.com.au. You can put that in as long as you credit the author, say where it comes from, somewhere in your book. That's a-okay to do. The problem comes when you try and pretend that you wrote that. Well, that's a copyright infringement. But if you say this information is from here and here's the URL to go and look at it yourself, yada yada yada, that's a-okay to do. So there's that way too, and you can just create the information from lots of different sources. So that's one way of doing that. Okay. Thanks, Neil. That's great. Okay, cool. No, I cannot send any of these links. So somebody asked me about links earlier. What I do with the links? Oh, I can put them into the little chat for you, though. Of course I can do that. Neil, you utter spaz. Of course you can do that. So that's the link for rev.com. This is the link for BuzzSumo coming at you. And if you're watching this after the Q&A and you're watching the recorder, then just Google BuzzSumo and just Google rev.com and you'll get to it that way. Okay. All right, so That's how you handle an ebook, and you don't need to make it complicated. It doesn't need to be like a novel, it doesn't need to be like 100 pages, anything crazy like that. An ebook can be 15 pages, no dramas at all, and you can easily do that. All you got to do is put a little bit of thought into the common problems that people have with their Amazon listings, and you too can come up with a great ebook that is a bonus that will add value to your listing and also separate your listing from everybody else's. So somebody the other day spoke about bonsai trees, for instance, and bonsai tree tools for bonsai plants. Well, a beautiful ebook would be all about some wonderful, wonderful pictures of bonsai trees, for instance, something like that. Hey, Neil here. Just before you go away, that was a question that I got asked on my regular Monday night Q&A session, which I have with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. So if you're interested in joining us as an Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, then you can click on the link below to find out a lot more about that. And also, as a special thank you for watching this video, I've got a great book that I want to give you for free. It's a current bestseller on Amazon, and it teaches you everything that you would need to know about starting a business here in Australia on Amazon. So you can see that just up there. So if you'd like to get a copy of that for free, then again, just click on the link below and you'll get a copy of that. You'll get taken to a page where you can get a copy of that for absolutely free. Hope you enjoyed that little snippet from one of my Aussie Online Entrepreneur Q&A sessions, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel and also like this video. And if you've got a question that you would like answering, then post it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer it, whether on one of these videos for you or directly in the comments directly below. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on the next of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs Amazon FBA Australia videos. See you soon.